Don't let this most recent dump get you down, folks. If you're new to this, which a lot of people do get sucked into this market when it gets a lot of attention, and I do assume Trump and Kennedy pumping Bitcoin along with Larry Fink, there's probably new people starting to come in, which indicates actually the big kahuna is going to come here pretty quick, but it can still take another 2 months. I just want to show you, put this on the chart. This is a video I made a while back. Now this top line I'm going to get rid of just because it's distracting. I was just saying we're going to test the all-time high here eventually, and no one knows when that's going to come. So take that with a grain of salt when you hear people on YouTube and social media saying this is going to happen. This could still take quite a while. Market's perfectly healthy. And in my last video, I did warn about a post Bitcoin conference dump. I think the whole mechanics of it was kind of thrown off because Trump was an hour late getting to the podium, almost an hour late. And I don't want to make this video too long. And I wasn't even intending on talking about that. But I think that threw off the whole dynamics of what was going to happen, and then what happened did happen. But let's change that line with, let's just mark the all-time high with a horizontal line, 74,003 on my chart. This is Bitcoin USD chart on Phoenix. It'll be a little different. But anyways, in a recent video, that's still kind of annoying, isn't it? Let's just make it green. That's good enough. Okay, so green line's all-time high. And so in a recent video, a while back, I made it on, I think it was July 15th. I made a video and I freehanded what I think the next pump was going to look like. And coming out the gates, this was just freehand. This is probably what it's going to look like. And the first valley I drew was actually a peak, and then it came down. But look at just a few hours ago, this came within just like $100 of 15 days later. So I mean, I just want to show that, because if you watch this for a while, you just start to, this is almost muscle memory. Now there's a lot that goes into it, and I'll go over to my technical chart here in a second, but I just want to show you that. So if this last dump got you down or scared, and if there's people saying, the Democrats are going to sell Bitcoin to make Trump look stupid, I mean, that could happen. They might move some Bitcoin around. They might sell Bitcoin. Now, in the long run, that would be a really bad move. I don't like talking about politics, but in this case, it's coming into my wheelhouse here. And if they sell Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to start its parabolic pump here probably no later than September, and that's last cycle started in October, and I mean it ramped up in September, so we're there, there, right? We're close, and I'm about to go down a rabbit hole, but anyways, if they were to sell Bitcoin here in the near future, and then Bitcoin pumps up, which is about to probably to do. I mean, I don't see any way this isn't going to eventually rip. It's just gearing up. This is just totally natural. But the thing is if they sell now and the Bitcoin price doubles by the election, it's just going to look like total ignorance. So a lot of this stuff is intentional, and who knows what's really going on, right? But I just want to bring that to that's the one thing that could spook Bitcoin. That's kind of what this little dip. I was saying, watch out for the post Bitcoin conference. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I was saying watch out for that event. Anyways, and it's just a natural little thing. So, but they're saying that the U.S. government has moved $2 billion worth of Bitcoin onto a hot wallet, and they're looking to probably sell it. So that $2 billion isn't enough. They're going to do it over the counter, so that doesn't even affect the price by a single penny. But even if they did sell it on the open market on an exchange like I'm at here now at Phoenix, $2 billion is just unnoticeable. It's just the news. It's the news and the social media and how that pumps. It's a psychological effect that will actually dump the price. So just keep that in mind. Even if they got like 15 billion, I think, even if they sold all $15 billion right now tomorrow, that's not going to affect the price of Bitcoin. It's just the news, and how the market reacts to the news That's what moves the price, because Bitcoin's all grown, not all grown up, but Bitcoin's 1.2, 1.3 trillion dollar market cap. So just keep that in mind. That's a lot of money compared to 15 billion. And but okay, so let's not go around a rabbit hole. There it is. This is what I was gonna make a short video about this, and then go to my chart. It seems like me when I turn this microphone on, I just start talking to other people. I started out with talking about new people again. Don't I have a habit of trying to talk to the new people, because I know how bad it can be if you get sucked in. And so another thing what's happening now, and this could come down further still, but another thing that's happening right there is it's probably a bit of a long squeeze, right? There's probably people that came in here, people new, most likely new people come in, and they'll put in a big long with leverage, because they've been introduced to leverage trading, and they won't know how to protect themselves and what they're doing, and the big players have all that information. They're super sophisticated. They can see where all your orders are at. Like, they know everything, and so they'll hunt that out, right? And they'll look at liquidation lines, and they'll hunt that out, and they'll intentionally drop. This is is this manipulated? Yeah, this is manipulated, and it is unfair. And that's why I try to talk to the new people. It's unfair. You're at a huge disadvantage, and so that's what's happening. And the last cycle is a lot worse. This cycle, it's not as bad, because I think a lot of people that are, they're like me right now, that have matured, and they know what's going on, and they don't make new people mistakes. And if you're new and you made a mistake and you're underwater on a huge leverage right now, don't feel bad. Just don't do it again, right? Don't repeat your mistakes more than once or twice, okay? And other than that, this is a very, very, very tricky thing. And the problem is they're it's rigged to take your money, right? That's how these money markets are. That's how they work, and avoid that. You don't use leverage if you don't know if you're brand new. Just don't use leverage, right? I use leverage because I'm still trying to make money. I don't have a lot of money, and I'll go to that here. But anyways, as you can see, I freehanded this pump on what it might look like to go test all-time high. And that's only a third of the way into my freehand there. So and this could still come down to 60,000, 59,000. This could very easily. Particularly if, I don't have the super knowledge. I can't see everything. But particularly if there's more longs that are in trouble in this area, and it can create something like this, over the next week or two, where it comes down to, say, 60,000. Maybe it comes down here. I've been hearing about, I watch Crypto Zombie, and he's talking about a CME gap in the futures of Bitcoin market down. And this, it would have to go to 58,000 to fill, and those usually fill. And so I don't think it's going to go down below 60, but it could. And if it does, watch out for 58 to be the bottom. You would want to watch this kind of area here, over here. And okay, so I guess I just start rambling when I turn the microphone on. There it is. And let's see. Even if it comes down to 60,000, high 50s, this is still, the scribble I have here is still in play, right? Even if it comes down here, I just happen to draw the valley first instead of the peak, right? I could have very easily drawn this the other way, where I scribbled up here. Turn this magnet off. I could have very easily started here, where I scribbled here and went like this, right? See, this 60,000 right there, and that would I just could have very easily done it that way. So don't freak out. And if you're on the spot market and just buying, man, just keep buying. Just, if this keeps going lower, just cheer for joy and just keep buying. And let's go over to my other chart. I'll show you my trade. Oops. Show you my trade here. So I'm swing trading. I'm in a short and a long. And as you can see, they're both massively underwater, but I'm doing that intentionally. Now, I did bite on the last pump up to 70,000. I did think that could go up higher, and I just want to show you my trade here. You can see they're both underwater, about $1,000. Counting leverage is about a little over $37,000 total. And so this short position, I get paid, as you can see, $30 profit. The long position, I pay the fee. It's $14 negative. And so that's kind of interesting. The shorts, if you're in water on a short on Femex, they pay you money. So I kind of like doing it that way. But I didn't want to start explaining this, but this looks bad. So the short with the entry price of 59,000 was actually protecting. It was a defensive play to protect my long, which was an entry price of 62,000 back a while ago. Right. So that long came into real nice profit. And, I didn't know if Bitcoin was going to dump down, into the low 50s, high 40s. So I had that short there if that happened. And I don't have a big short in there, and I have plenty of dry powder. See, I have 18 active orders. I'm protecting my long liquidation, and I'm protecting my short liquidation. And so, and also the long and the short themselves, they're protecting each other as well. So I'm playing super defensive. I'm not using stop losses. That's another thing I wanted to tell you. The people, the entities, the bots, the computers, the AIs you're up against, they're sophisticated, and they can see where your stop loss is at. So if you have a liquidation line and a stop loss, they know where that's at, and they go, then they hunt that, right? They hunt the liquidation areas, and because it's psychological. So a lot of people are basically doing the same thing, right? It's just nonstop. It's a nonstop thing. The public and the retail and traders, they continually do it. This has been going on for centuries. These charts, it's just how they work. It's just human nature, right? So just keep that in mind. and it's even worse now because, like I said, they can see where your stop loss is at. So they'll go and stop your orders out, right? And they know where the liquidation's lying, and they'll go and hunt the liquidation lines. That's how they're doing it. So I don't use stop losses. And let's bring in a big view here. And I'm protecting my liquidation lines. So let me show you this. I wasn't going to make this video. I was just going to make a short little video about my squiggly freehand line. And as you can see, I like talking about this stuff. And I do appreciate you listening and subscribing and liking and getting this message out. I have a lot of lines on here, so it's hard to see. You know what I can do? I think I can take that. Yeah, okay, there we go. I just can't draw, and or else that'll come back. Okay, so what we're dealing here with is this green line here is my long entry price. And there's a red line hiding down here, my short entry price. And the liquidations are in yellow. There's the liquidation for the short up here. And here's the liquidation for the long down here. And as you can see, I have these increments set up. Let's do this one first. I'm protecting my short. Here's the yellow line liquidation, about 73,500 area. Well, that says it right there, 73,492. And I have to get the most value out of my money and the dry powder I'm using. I do it in increments, and I have a wall set up here of 4, 5 trades, and I do that like that because I want to make sure, because if I just have one, I worry for some reason I won't trigger and I'll get liquidated. So I have a bunch of little increments. Not well before, but before liquidation. Boom, 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 boom. So those first ones will hit, and this yellow line will move way up here, right? And then these other ones start filling, and then my liquidation's up in over 80,000, or higher, So and plus up here, look at that. My long position will be in $3,000 profit, right? And my short liquidation's up over 80,000. That's at 75,000. See how that works? So I wasn't planning on this. This isn't why I did the start of this little system. But I've noticed it is a wonderful byproduct of the system. Is what it does. See, I don't ever go all in, right? So I have about half my total funds in a short and a long, and have the other half right now currently protecting both the liquidations. Okay, so there's no real. I don't have any certain rules, but except for always have dry powder, and have enough dry powder to push your liquidation lines way, 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 way out of anything conceivable, right? Because this isn't the old days. There's no flash crashes or flash pumps that go 20,000. That go 20% in 10 minutes. Right? That doesn't happen anymore. But I still kind of play like that can happen. So, anyways, okay. Down here on the bottom, you can see I've done the same, protecting my long position. I have a series of little ones triggered. Let's zoom in. I have a series of little, trigger, and then there's my liquidation. But by the time the price gets to the liquidation, my liquidation is way down here, like 54,000. And I got some other ones ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. And, I constantly reset this. I still have my take profit down there for my short. 52,000. I don't think that's going to fill. I'll leave it there. There's no reason to take it off right now. But you're not going to move this take profit on the short, to say, I was talking about 58,000. I can move it to like 58,300 right now if I wanted. Right. And let's just put it back down here. Where is it? So, anyways, yeah, protecting. And the thing is if this came down super hard, if there was just some massive crash for some weird reason, if it just came down, coming down through, coming down through the liquidation, coming down there, I can't do it like that. Shoot, it's just too much junk on there. Let's go back. If it came down, right? So if it came down, boom, 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 it's way down here. You're not gonna stick that $2,000 I have on a short plus $1,000 profit on the short, and I can turn around and stick all that into the long down here in the low 50s, and then with all the other buying and protecting, we're talking about my price will be well down into the 40s, and I don't think Bitcoin's coming down into the 40s. I think that's a pretty safe thing, and I also think that doing the same thing on the top side. I don't think Bitcoin's just going to shoot up right away to 90,000. I can move that liquidation on that short because it's a small short, and I'd have another like 90% money. I can move that liquidation on that short way up over 100,000. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin's not going over 100,000 in the next couple of days, so I'm pretty safe there. So I'm playing ultra defensive, and right now, currently, it looks terrible, and I just want to show that. It does look terrible, but it's not. I assure you it's not, because for Bitcoin to just simply turn around right now off the $5,000 level and just pump straight up, $5,000, $6,000 a day, where that long you see is almost $800 to $1,000 in profit. That can happen so easily, right? That's just how this market works. And why is my battery not working? All right, that's it. I'm going to go before this turns off and I lose everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Have a good day.